Sup, Nerdmigos, and the Jive Talking Nerd John Norgrove. We've got Wife here. We're back at it again for another horror Jive. It's a little late this week, but like that's to be expected. Because we had a bunch of horror movies to go through. And yeah, it's I mean, dude, even the posts on my social have been late this week. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But we've got a long list, a long road ahead, if you will, to go through. So let's power through what we've watched in the last week in horror for the month of Spooktober.
Yes.
Week 2. So, to start with, 10/5, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Which we only watched one that day because we had a bunch of other stuff going on. That's a classic, though. It's such a good movie.
It's
right?
really good.
We gave that an 8 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's a good movie. It's the only one we watched that day, so I guess the theme for the day was autopsies or what have you. But it's really good. Give it a check out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's like a little spoopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for 10/6, our theme was underground, and we had the strangest adventure on this. So we started with the movie The Pyramid, which, like, was not what we expected. A little Sci-Fi Channel energy, but, like, not too bad, you know?
It was better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was better than we thought it was going to be. CGI was, like, a little rough at times, but not too bad. We gave that a 5 out of 10, and then we watched The Lair, which, let me tell you, 0 out of 10. Just, you know what? There's only one thing I can say about this movie. The gentleman who was supposed to be Scottish, saying Scottish phrases does not make your poor Scottish accent better. Because this dude's Scottish accent was already rough, and the entire time, they just had him being like, blimey, what's this over there? What do we know about soccer or football or footy? And it's just, you're just like, what is happening here? At one point in time, he's like making Scottish references in the middle of a firefight, and you're like, we know that he's Scottish. Did you forget that he's Scottish? And that's why he's saying these things? Such a weird fucking movie. So,
I probably fell asleep, so that's
awful
how bad
movie.
it was.
You missed nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe you saved yourself, honestly. Awful movie. Okay, so 10/7, which I believe was Monday.
I don't know.
We did Teen Screams. So we watched The Faculty, which is 10 out of 10. Literally an absolute classic. Perfect
classic
movie. Nothing to say there.
Love that movie.
Absolute classic, right? We've actually seen it more than once this week.
Yeah.
And then You're Killing Me.
Yeah.
Which was dreadful.
It was atrocious.
Absolutely dreadful movie.
It wasn't even so bad it's good. It was just not
It was
great.
just like difficult to watch, and everybody in it made dumb decisions. And then we watched Prom Night, which
was totally the opposite.
Really
it was
good.
Pretty fantastic.
Also, young Idris Elba in it.
Yeah.
Who'da thunk did not like. I must have seen this movie before.
I must have seen this when it came out.
I do not remember.
Don't
anything
remember
about
anything
it.
about it.
It was so good, dude. Wow, what a good like teen scream sort of movie. We gave that guy 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then after that, for 10/8, our theme was determinism because we went on a Final Destination marathon. So we watched Final Destination, Final Destination 2, 3, The Final Destination, which is Final Destination 4, Hollywood. This is an aside. Stop naming things fucking stupid. It is the most infuriating path ever. Why The Final Destination? Except it wasn't. You made a bloody 5th one.
Yeah.
And The Final Destination, I mean, it's mid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
not even one of the better ones.
It's so upsetting that they continue to do shit like that in Hollywood. But so the first Final Destination, we gave it a 6 out of 10. It's a good movie.
It's pretty good.
It's a good movie.
It sets a great universe.
It does.
But it's not the best of them.
It is not. Final Destination 2
the best of them.
is the best of them. 8 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
10 of 10.
Fantastic movie.
No complaints.
Fantastic movie.
The best.
Final Destination 3, slightly not as good.
Pretty okay. That's
7
the
out of
roller
10.
coaster one. Not it.
Because 3 is the one with the car track.
No, 3 is the roller coaster one.
Which one's the one with the car track?
That's 5.
Oh, that's 5. Is that not the?
Oh wait, no, that's 4.
Okay, so that's the. So that's 4. Speaking of 4, I gave this a solid 5 out of 10 mid. But 4 really should be 2 or 3 out of 10. The racetrack death sequence is absolutely fire.
It is pretty fantastic.
That's the one redeeming quality of that movie.
Yeah.
I guess that racist guy dies. That's nice.
That
when
is
racists die.
Yeah.
But not great. And then Final Destination 5, 3 out of 10. Terrible movie.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
So this is a rule. This is sort of like law of diminishing return. They're like, we're going to make a movie. Then we're going to make a slightly better movie. And then what if we just phone it the fuck in and pump out units for money? But the Final Destination franchise is like one of my faves. It's great.
Even
Dude,
though,
it's up
even
there
though
with
we're
like
scoring
Halloween
a lot of
and
the
all
movies
of this.
low, like we make it a point to marathon Final Destination at least twice a year.
Yeah, at least twice a year. I mean, they're good movies. Yeah, sure, some of them are like bad for reasons.
I think about it every time I'm behind a logging truck.
Yeah. And we got logging out here, so
yeah,
that's a thing that we're very aware of. But so that was a fun day, our determinism day. So then after that, we had a Freaky Flora and Fauna day, and this one was a weird one. So I started with Little Shop of Horror.
Yeah.
Which is 10-9. I started with Little Shop of Horror. Fun movie.
Yeah.
This is like one of my all-time favorites. 9
the
out of 10.
version with Rick Moranis.
Yes, is there a different
Steve
version?
Martin. Yeah, there's an older version.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It doesn't count.
It does not count. The Rick Moranis, Steve Martin version. Fantastic movie. I mean, I can't really put a pin in why it's not 10 out of 10. Because it's like 9 out of 10.
I think it's because the plant loses.
That's true. I am pro the plant in this one. Yeah.
I dare you to watch this and like not sing along with it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my god, such a great movie.
Especially if you grew up with it, like I grew up with it. I'm sure you did too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after that, we did Pan's Labyrinth, La Labyrinthia de Pan, or however that's said.
Yeah.
Which is the Guillermo del Toro. Absolutely fantastic movie. Another 9 out of 10.
Love it. Love
Great
Guillermo
movie.
del Toro. Yeah.
Great movie. I love Guillermo del Toro, but this is such a fantastic movie, and it's so, oh my god, it's so visually stunning. It's such a good fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this movie. And then after that, we were like, okay, now we have to find more stuff that fits.
Now we don't know.
Because we don't know what to do. Like what? Like haunted I'm like Swamp Thing? I don't know. So we found this movie called Carved, which is like 12 minutes long. It's like a short, but it was like screening in the movies.
5 minutes long. Yeah.
It's about a pumpkin. 3 out of 10. Terrible movie. Except the pumpkin looked dope.
The pumpkin was cool.
Why anybody picked up that pumpkin and was like, I should bring this clearly demonic pumpkin home with me is like violently beyond me.
Yeah.
But
not the
very dope pumpkin. Terrible ending. It's like a super tiny short. Like it's essentially just like a YouTube video that somebody made. Like that, they're selling as a movie.
It's basically alters horror stuff from YouTube, but we
not
found
as
it on
good.
Hulu or Amazon Prime
or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not as good though. And then after that, we watched this movie Gaia, which was shockingly good.
This was a absolute sleeper hit.
Yeah. Oh my god. So we gave this 8 out of 10. This
so
movie,
good.
This movie started. First of all, this movie does not even answer all of the questions it poses.
Nope, not even a little bit.
So it leaves a bunch of shit up. And it's like nature like being evil and taking people over, and there's like a dude and his kid who are living out there.
It's like a fungus, but it's kind of like a mushroom fungus, but it's also not a zombie situation.
Yeah, it's like it looks in the direction of the fungus zombies, mushroom zombies, but it's not mushroom zombies, like, at all. It's very interesting. It was shot well. It had great cinematography and sound design. Like, it was a truly good movie. And we literally were like, okay, this one's called Gaia. Mother Nature's gotta be the bad guy.
Nope.
So we watch,
well, I don't want to give away
Listen, it's not what you think it is.
It's not what you think it is.
But it's good.
I think we watched this one on Prime.
No, this was Hulu, I think.
This was Hulu? Okay.
I'm pretty certain this was Hulu.
It was either
Definitely
Prime or
check
Hulu.
it out.
Highly recommend. I really want to watch it again.
Yeah.
So that we can pick up all the little bits. It was
like
clear
the
to me.
nuance. It's very nuanced.
Well, it was
movie.
clear to me by the end that there were things that were happening in like the background that we did not realize that were happening.
Totally.
So I'm definitely excited to watch this one like a second time. This one will probably be on our yearly rotation. This is so
yeah.
good.
This is really, really good. Really, really good. So after that, 10-10, we did Fast Zombies, which it was not as easy to do as you would think.
Yeah, specifically on that day. A few days later, we found that it was easier to find more fast zombie movies.
Yeah,
than
well, because
streaming.
everybody's like shuffling their streaming movies around and stuff. Okay, so we started the day with the 2003 Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yes.
Right, banger movie.
Perfect movie.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, perfect
right?
movie.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Looks good.
Yeah.
Good bits.
Really brought in the new zombie renaissance.
Yeah.
A totally separate movie from the original 70s Dawn of the Dead.
Which is nice. That's the right way to, it's sort of like not a remake, but in the energy.
I cannot say enough good things about that movie.
Fantastic movie. Then after that, we watched Army of the Dead, which is a great movie.
Amazing
Holy
movie.
shit.
Yes,
Make
I know.
more in that universe.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of blur, but like I want to know so much more about this universe.
Yeah.
Like give me all.
Give me
yes,
more.
we have seen The Heist. That doesn't count. That's really not a horror movie, so we're not watching that as part of this.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see more of that. I want to know everything about it.
Yeah. So Army of the Dead, 9 out of 10. Then we did 28 Weeks Later because we couldn't find 28 Days Later, which is crazy to me. But so we did 28 Weeks Later. Again, 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Another
fire movie.
Perfect movie.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
absolutely fire movie.
We thought when we were watching this that the main characters, all of them, like not so much the kids, but like the adults, like it had Rose Byrne and Jeremy Renner and Idris Elba, and we were like certain that they were big stars at the time that this movie came
got
out.
a bunch of big stars, and we looked into this, and come to find out, not at all. All right, everybody was like a nobody when this movie came out, and they only got big
like
later.
A handful of things. Yeah.
Well, it's just like, okay, so while we're watching these movies and we're doing these marathons, we are also like looking into the actors and the actresses and like backstory and all this kind of stuff. One of the things to go back to the Final Destination thing is that the main chick who's in 2, 3, and 4,
Allie
Larder, she got famous because she was a model in a fake Esquire magazine article about a famous superstar that was written to make fun of the fact that nobody does any thinking and they just read an article and accept that she's famous. And like the editor-in-chief of Esquire, like when this article came out, was like in some interview, like some sort of news interview, and talking about like, oh yeah, we wrote this fake article to like prove this point, and it's like well known. She had done like a few things before, but like basically nothing.
But this is like more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
And because this article came out, she got reached out to, like her agent got reached out to by a bunch of studios and was like, oh shit, would she like to be in these things?
Yeah.
And because of this article, she was able to get roles. And because of those roles, she was able to get Final Destination.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. So, like, a lot of weird mystery around some of these actors and such like that while we're looking this stuff up.
28 Weeks Later.
But 28 Weeks Later, fantastic movie. And come to find out, nobody in that was big before that movie came out.
So,
who'd have thunk? Yeah, because there's so many big names in it now.
Yeah.
You know? In hindsight, as it were.
Yeah.
So that was our Fast Zombies thing, right? And then after that, so yesterday, we did Foreign Killers.
Yes.
Which we're like, we're gonna do slashers, and we're gonna do and we ended up kind of sticking with only foreign movies.
Yeah.
But come to find out, most of these foreign movies were less slashers and more like serial killersy.
Yeah.
So that's why we called it Foreign Killers.
Yeah.
This was like not intentional, but there were a bunch of foreign movies that we wanted to watch.
Curate this
because
we if you watch our channel regularly, and if you do, please subscribe.
Yeah, what's up?
We often talk about watching foreign movies on Netflix. Netflix really curates a wonderful selection of foreign movies.
Well, they don't. I mean, they own the rights too. Let's not pretend that they're doing a good job at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and, also, all streaming services fucking improve your interface. Mother of God.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's pretty painful.
Terrible.
So we found a bunch of really great ones on Netflix,
yes,
and a handful not on Netflix, or maybe only one not on Netflix.
I think all of these were on Netflix. I think all of these, or maybe one of these wasn't.
Yeah.
But okay, so we started the day with Girls with Balls, which is Australian.
No, it's French.
French?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's French. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Little Monsters because we almost watched that, but it wasn't in theme. Okay, so Girls with Balls is a French slasher cult movie about a volleyball team that gets lost in the backcountry.
Yeah.
Very funny movie. Very good movie.
Yeah.
All right, so we gave that 8 out of 10. Great movie. After that, we watched The Snowman, which had oh my God, who was the main detective in it?
Oh, it had
Bloody
Magneto.
Yeah, it had Magneto. New Magneto. And he was good. Not a great movie though. 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was like kind of interesting,
but not
it
really.
like kind of bounced around a bunch, and this dude's like killing people and putting like snowman heads on their corpse, and then like putting snowmen out there. And honestly, the most interesting part of the movie was that one cop, I'm an alcoholic, disheveled cop, was like, these are serial kills. Look at these snowmen in front of everybody's house. And every other cop was like, nah, it was probably just suicide. And the guy's like, what? How? What are you talking? Like, all cops, bad cops in this movie, except for one cop.
This, to me, really felt like a movie that was, like, based off of, like a series. You know, like, this same, like, main cop person.
Was, like, in a series of books.
In a series of books.
Yeah, and this is just, like, one story,
and
and they did not give you enough detail to understand who this fucking cop was.
And they also chose a pretty mid-story.
Yeah. They got the one that they could buy the rights for cheapest. So this was like, eh. And then after that, we watched Dark Glasses.
That one was
This is the one
Shudder.
that was on Shudder. Yeah, so this is the one that wasn't on Netflix.
So this is an Italian film from Dario Argento.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a blind lady who gets like ran off the road and nearly murdered. And in the process, like this little Asian boy's parents die. And so she like kidnaps this little Asian boy, and they decide to like...
I think the word they want to use is befriend, but it didn't really seem very...
It didn't... One, everybody told her, what are you doing? Like, the cops are searching for this little boy. Help him. Like, turn him into the cops. And she's like, if I turn him into the cops, he's just going to go into the system. He's safer with me. To wit, everybody, including her own mother, is like, what are you fucking talking about, dog? You're being hunted by this guy. How are you safer than this kid? How is this kid safer with you? It's so ridiculous. But it's a pretty good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a pretty, it was like okay or whatever. We gave that, we gave Dark Glasses 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's better than The Snowman, not as good as Girls with Balls. After that, we watched the Plagues of Breslau.
Yeah.
Which is a Polish movie.
Yeah.
And this was really, really good. Like, totally no spoilers. The twist at the end is shocking.
This reminded us a lot of the movie Seven.
Yeah. Really, really good movie. Lots of twists and turns. This is, again, that sort of serial killer energy with a little bit of history sprinkled in there and such like that. Very, very good police procedural. And the main cop is just, like, the most hard, like, I ain't taking no nonsense. I'm just a bitch. I don't care about nobody kind of energy. Absolutely love this fucking cop.
I could not stand her hair.
Her hair was awful. Oof, man, rough. But that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, and also, there are, like, several scenes at the beginning of this movie where you're like, who are these fucking assholes? And it's not until way later that you realize that these are just plainclothes cops.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, what is the mob just involved in this all of a sudden? No, that guy just dresses like that as a cop. Which is, like, fucking very off-putting at the beginning. But this was a good movie. 8 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic. Then after this, we watched the German movie, The Perfumer.
Yeah.
The Perfumier. Very good. wow. Like, we had heard about this, we had never seen it. Really good cinematography, the way they like express visually what this person is smelling. They did a fantastic job with it. Good twists and turns, very interesting, very off-putting movie, like dramatically off-putting movie. I was like very hooked in the story of this.
Yeah.
Very, very rapidly. Again, 8 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah, it was good.
Absolutely fantastic. And then after that, we watched the Spanish movie, like from Spain. Infiesto.
Yeah.
Which was also pretty good.
Yeah. It takes place in the very beginning of the Panini, which was a really interesting point of view, we thought. And it does play a bit into the story, but not too much.
Yeah, it primarily uses it as a setting that it doesn't have to describe shit about, which is really good. So we gave that 7 out of 10. Like, not as good as the last two, but pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And then we finished the day with The Invisible Guardian, which was another movie set in Spain.
Yes.
Not nearly as good. Like, it was all right. We gave it 5 out of 10. It wasn't too bad. But this is the thing about The Invisible Guardian. It had like a really crazy ending, but the buildup was like not there for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like good, but not great. But this was sort of our like little track into foreign, mostly serial killer movies. Because we were trying to go with slashers and just could not get that dialed
and
in.
Foreign and things that were not a series.
Yeah.
So that was
a lot of series out there right now. It was
difficult to
So that was a little difficult. And then yesterday, so 10/12, we did a Dracula marathon.
Yeah.
Which was just so interesting. A series of movies. So we started with Dracula 2000. It's an okay movie. It's
an okay
bad.
movie.
It's not great, but it's okay.
We
6
haven't
out of
seen
10.
it in ages.
Oh goodness, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not like up there in my vampire movies.
Yeah, well, and we had noticed that there was a second and third one, making it a trilogy, when we were looking for something else.
Which I don't think I saw before.
No, we definitely did because we were talking about it.
But I've seen it before yesterday? Oof,
yeah.
Okay.
And so we were like, okay, this is going to be like the Mimic Marathon. So it was.
So Dracula 2000, 6 out of 10. Dracula 2 Ascension, 2 out of 10.
It was
terrible movie. Terrible movie.
Trying to be serious, none of the cast came back.
Yeah.
For it.
At one point in time, the vampires like blew for a little bit, which is like weird energy. It's just not great.
No,
and they're introducing a bunch of bonus shit that's like not necessary.
Immediately after the events of the first movie, which is
interesting. It technically alters the ending of the first movie in taking place immediately after, which is like a weird decision to make, but whatever.
Yeah.
So then Dracula 3 Legacy. 3 out of 10, slightly better than Dracula 2. But this is only because where Dracula 2 is like, hey, Dracula 2000 did pretty okay. But also, these are what Wes Craven presents. Wes Craven presents Dracula 2000. Is the Dracula 2000? Because when we looked it up, we're like, why can't we find this movie? We've seen it before. Because it was under flippin' W for Wes Craven presents. Get your shit together, streaming services. But so Dracula 3 Legacy is sort of like, what if instead of learning a lesson from Dracula 2, what if instead we learned the lesson from Mortal Kombat and just tried to make that kind of a movie? And you're like, I mean, I guess, dude. I mean, the saving grace of Dracula 3 Legacy is this, like...
Well, there's like a buddy
karate priest.
Yeah, there's like a karate priest and his like
Dracula hunting expert sidekick who all he does is scream and have panic attacks and makes every single bad decision a human can possibly make in these situations.
This was super campy.
It was campy, but it was at least fun.
Yeah, it definitely
Whereas
made
Dracula
the
2
second
was like
movie,
not.
It made the second movie like worth sitting through, so it makes this a pretty interesting
trilogy. If you skip 2 and you just go from 1 to 3, they're not related. 2 is just a bridge, so you understand what's happening in 3, because they are very distinctly different movies. Then after that, we watched Horror of Dracula, which is the 1969, oh my God, what's his name?
58.
Who plays Dracula?
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, 58. Yeah, because it's like 10 years later. It's a great movie. 7 out of 10.
I know that I've seen Christopher Lee Dracula movies, but I had never seen this one.
Oh, really?
And this was a really fun watch. We hadn't really watched anything this old,
like classic,
this month yet.
Yeah.
So
you forget how absolutely good it is. Let me tell you, best scene in this movie, it ruins nothing. This dude gets paid off in the best way humanly possible. I don't mean like he did something bad and he got his just desserts. I mean, literally, he's like explaining why he cannot help these two gentlemen. And the guy's like opens his wallet and puts $1 down. Like a bill. It doesn't, I don't know what the unit of currency is. Puts a bill down and the guy looks at it and it's like, well, I still can't help you, blah, 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 blah. And he puts a second bill down and the guy just like swipes that shit under the desk and it's like, well, let's look at the paperwork over here. It's so smooth, dude. It's like my favorite scene in that movie and it has nothing to do with Dracula whatsoever. But it's a really good movie. Beautiful sets. I would say the very beginning of the like sexy Dracula kind of energy, right? And you got the Lady Draculas and all that kind of stuff. So fantastic movie. Then after that, we watched Dracula AD 1972.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So Dracula AD 1972 is part of the canonical, like, classic Dracula storyline.
It is another Christopher Lee Dracula film.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes place in 72. And this movie is basically, what if a bunch of ne'er-do-well hippies in London decide to hold a black mass to summon Dracula for power or something? The main guy's like, I deserve all this power. I brought you back. And Dracula's like, cool fucking story, bro. And then just leaves. It's amazing. This movie is a fantastic soundtrack. There's great set design. The cops refuse to accept that it's a vampire. At one point in time, they're interviewing the Van Helsing, right? The, like, grandson of the original Van Helsing who fought Dracula, or whatever that is, right? Whoever this guy is. And they're like, well, you know, like, we need, you're an expert in occult murder. So, like, because he's, like, an expert or whatever. They're like, we need your help. And he's like, okay, it's probably a vampire. And they're like, well, you know, we don't really believe that makes any sense. And he's like, well, let me ask you a question. Was the body found? No blood? 2 tiny dots on the neck look like puncture wounds? And the cop's like, yes. And he's like, well, that sounds like it's a vampire, my guys. And they're like, well, I don't know about this expert. Like, don't listen to the bloody expert. Come to find out, obviously vampires. Oh, man. So good.
This was a fun one. Yeah.
So good. Absolutely loved this movie to death. And then we finished the day off yesterday with Dracula Untold. Dracula AD 1972. I gave that 9 out of 10. That is a nearly perfect movie. Genuinely best old-timey Dracula movie. It's so great. Holy shit. The opening sequence, immediately I was in. I was just like, yeah, this is entirely what I wanted right now. Ridiculous. So after that, last movie we watched yesterday was Dracula Untold, which is the black or the red armor, the dragon armor Dracula, where he controls bats.
Yeah, the one where Gaston is Dracula.
Yeah, Gaston plays live action. Gaston is Dracula.
Yeah.
This one, what did I give this one? A 6 out of 10. This is an okay movie.
I like it.
This is such a fantastic example of a great concept. I mean, like, a fantastic concept behind all of the individual parts of the movie that just gets, like, missed in several places, right? Like, a lot of the decisions made in the movie seem to only support the plot of the movie and don't seem rational. Like, at one point in time, the townspeople are like, we don't want to give up our children. And then when he decides not to give up the children, they're like, why would you get us into a war? And he's like, I did this for the children. What is happening right now? And then, like, 5 minutes later, they're like, all right, let's all go to war. And you're like, all right, dude, what do these people fucking want, man? He's trying to be a prince, you know? So that kind of energy, the Turkish prince at the end, or king, or whatever the heck he is, just being able to, like, hand-to-hand combat overpower Dracula is utterly ridiculous. The priest is played by another, like, the Turkish prince is another famous guy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually quite a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few. And the priest who's like, oh, I know you're a vampire. And Dracula's like, shut up, Willis. He's another famous guy. He plays like an asshole in everything, which is great. But no, this is a beautiful movie. A lot of great set pieces. The CGI hits most of the time.
Yeah.
But in some of the best sequences, which are because the combat sequences are amazing, but they're done in a way, and maybe it's just the compression of the streaming service that we are watching it on, but I seem to remember this even back when this came out. Like, some of the bat sequences where he's like bat form doing stuff are just not well done. Like, the CGI at the time probably couldn't keep up with it. I think this movie's from like 2014, something around there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the CGI just couldn't keep up with it. I think that of all of the movies, I think this movie could fare to do a remake with modern technology the most, because it relies so heavily on CGI. And I think that you could kind of, with modern CGI, you could take it up to that level where it's a great movie again. You know what I mean? Because it fell flat in some of the writing, which, you know, whatever. They had to cover, frankly, a shitload of ground to get you there, right? And it suffers from that like 300 syndrome of like a lot of storytelling to like set up the set pieces. And then the set pieces are great, but the CGI can't handle it great.
Yeah.
But it's a good movie overall, right? Very fun. I would love more in that universe.
Yeah.
Right? You don't even do a remake. Like, give me more, because it ends with like and you're like, oh, we could get more, but then we never got more.
Yeah.
Which is sad bananas. But so that catches us up with today. So those were the movies that we watched over the last week. It was a great cross section of horror. It's a lot of horror movies, which is why we're trying to like speed through this real quick. Like, so what was your favorite horror movie that we talked about? I know we talked about a bunch of them, so go back. Tell me why I was wrong about my opinions on these things. Do you have any horror movies or genres or themes for horror movies that you want us to look at? Let us know about those below. We're always willing to find a new horror movie or rewatch something we've seen before. I mean, a lot of these we've seen before. Most of these we've seen before. But it's that time of year, so we watch them again and again and again. But yeah, this has been a fun week for horror. Some days that were real easy to fill, and some days that were like scrolling through all the streaming services to find a movie that like vaguely fits, and then have to slowly transition our theme away from what we had originally set out to do, which is fine, and we might be having to do that today. We'll see what happens. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. Great horror movies. Best movie of the entire week, probably Little Shop of Horror, but that's just because it's an absolutely perfect movie. And that dentist is evil beyond repose in just the best way humanly possible. Also, you've got like a sweet voiced, amazing plant that just wants delicious human blood.
Yeah. I'd say favorite movie of the week for me was either Dawn of the Dead or Army of the Dead. Those have very quickly risen in my personal like movie echelon to like comfort movies, and I've been sick all week, so I definitely needed the comfort from Fast Zombies. Totally.
Well, and Army of the Dead is just such an immediate classic. Like, yeah, it's blurry in a bunch of weird places, and like, we should all ignore the blue lightning robot zombies. If you don't know about this, other people talk about it. Yeah. But I recommend you just pretend that you don't know about it forever. But, so that stuff notwithstanding, this was a great week.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say more about how fun these movies were. So what did you think of all of these? We've got more movies to come. We just like finished one movie and decided to record in between movies. So we're doing that. And whatever. We'll catch you guys next time. I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. This has been Horror Jive. Don't forget to like this and comment below and subscribe and do all the stuff that they ask you to do. And if you want to keep up with or comment on the movies day to day, I post about them on my Instagram, where I'm just putting stories up for what movies we're watching, so you can see what the daily themes are. So you can always check those out there. And we will catch you guys next time for more horror goodness. I don't know, stay spooky or something.